Welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast, a hobby and excuse for me and my friends to meet up and actually spend some time together. We'll ramble on and test the limits of how much time we can actually be in the same room with each other. Pull up a chair and join us. Hey there, folks. So we hop into the conversation about a half hour in. Something happened to the recording there, and that part of the audio just got a bit hectic when trying to edit everything there. I apologize about that. We're still learning. So this week, you'll join me, Jayson, and my friends Dan, Sil, Ray, and Maddie B in our conversation about how our week went.
Minority.
Once everyone's super, no one will be.
It's true. It's just you guys are focusing on the future, it's going to change, it's going to be different from my time, therefore it's going to be wrong. No, it's going to be what it is in the future.
I never said it was...
Things change.
I never said it was wrong, though.
Okay.
I just thought it was I just think it's interesting, how they integrate it. I never said, any of it's wrong.
Okay, maybe I assumed that.
Yeah, sorry.
But actually, if you look at, recently in class, we're having discussions about generations, and actually, technically speaking, our generation is actually more closely related to the baby boomers. Because we both want the same thing. We both want material success.
Oh, for sure.
We both want the concept of, except the only difference is baby boomers want to work for what they get.
We just think we deserve it, yeah.
Because we think we're special and we deserve it.
Are we millennials?
Yes, we are.
Fuck.
We are. We're millennials because to me, this is the only issue is that if you look it up, though, there is 18 different descriptions of what time it
it's
entails.
Not official.
But I know that we are millennials. Yes, we are in that time.
We eat avocados and ass.
Well, I think too,
eat Tide Pods.
it's kind of funny, how entertainment's changed too, right, over the years. Entertainment was something that, I worked my ass off. I'm going to enjoy this. Where now you have instant access to it, and now people are actually just assuming that they can entertain people. They can become the entertainer themselves, right?
I made my dad so mad because, my dad likes to bullshit and make it seem like he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
But, once we got to a point, where we all had cell phones, he would, be telling a story or something, and I'd be like, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, well, that's how it works. Well, no, Google said that didn't happen. Yeah, Google says you're lying. He's like, God damn fucking technology, I can't lie to anyone anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that kind of stuff, it ruins a whole lot of fun that the older people had. Because I remember my older brother telling me stories about him going out to the bars and stuff like that, and you make bar bets on what the hell happened or if this statement was true or not. And and at that time, the only time you can really figure that out was if you went to the library and figured it out.
So they never got an answer.
Yeah.
you know what the funniest part is? And I'm super guilty. I know out of anyone here, I'm the one who's on my phone the most. I just know that. But it's the funniest thing to me is it's not really the apps or I don't care about getting likes or anything like that. I'm obsessed with knowledge. I always am constantly I saw this thing. I gotta Google it. What does this mean? Or how does that work? And I keep on going down a loophole. I just keep going down loopholes. Google. I'm Googling something. I'm going on YouTube to search something, figure that part out. I just always want, or I want someone's opinion on something that. That's where I found myself just obsessed with is just the knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday my phone fucked up and wasn't notifying me or anything. I didn't realize it wasn't working until Sylvan messaged me on Steam. There. It was like, hey, answer your phone. I'm like, I came home at 4 o'clock and it is now 10 o'clock and I haven't touched my phone.
It feels good though. It feels great when you can leave it be for 2 days and you don't have to worry about it. You're
I feel naked without my phone.
Yeah.
Even just having it on me, even though I don't touch it.
Oh, that's
just knowing
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
Is
But
a comfort.
You I had to force myself to do it, and you're I'm actually glad I did it. You feel like you enjoy. Oh my gosh. You feel like you just enjoy it. You're oh, I actually did. So, you almost feel accomplished. I actually went without my phone for a couple days.
As if it was a struggle.
Yeah, it's wow. It's been the first time since I was 15 years old.
That's also funny where it's a lot of times, for me personally using my phone, it's oh yes, I went time without my phone. A lot of times I use my phone, it's all right, I have 5 minutes where I'm stuck in a place, I can't leave, I can't do anything else, I just have to wait. You know what's great for that? A phone.
Fuck
to
yeah,
entertain myself for those 2 or 3 minutes when I just have to be in this spot.
Yeah.
I found myself carrying about a notepad around with me now.
Just jotting things down.
Yeah, jotting things down, writing things.
Could be the next novelist.
Titty dick.
Yeah.
It's just the bullet points like that.
Someone opens it up.
Butt fart.
butt fart.
Jason, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
messed up, man. Get yourself together.
Go get some help.
But
It's just those flip animations. He's just drawing
But
flip
yeah,
animations.
why are you carrying a notepad instead of your phone? Like you can get like a memo pad on your phone.
because he doesn't want to use his phone. That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah, but
No,
like,
I have my phone on me. It's just I have a pen and paper. It's just when
Someone's
I
like,
am in-
have you ever heard of a fucking Palm Pilot? For fuck's
when
sake.
I am in
don't you guys have phones?
when I'm in meetings, you know,
was
it's
there.
more polite for me to have a notepad and jotting things down as
Oh,
opposed to
Oh
have
yeah.
my phone out.
No,
right?
I do that too. Yeah.
Also, I find myself remembering a lot more things if I write it down on a notepad as opposed to me just sitting there going, sure.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
you can set a reminder on your phone.
Yeah, but you can like as
can
they tell
record
you,
your
you can like put it
conversation.
into your phone. Same thing.
Do you guys ever like zone out like really hard when someone's talking to you
Oh,
and you
God.
just do not
Constantly.
care anymore?
Yeah,
You're like,
with,
oh
like,
yeah,
all
that's
the time.
crazy.
With gusto.
And then you repeat yourself like, oh, you actually did like that happened? Well, that's crazy. And then you're just like trying to, but they get more excited. You're like, dude, just shut up. I actually don't want to talk to you anymore.
That's how Matt talks to
That
Ashley
happened
every
the
night.
that happened the other day, man. This guy kept on going for 20 minutes. Like, I don't know what you're saying anymore. I'm just hoping that this can end and I can get out of here, man.
Well, that's the thing. Some
Not that
people
I don't
just-
enjoy our conversations, but holy
Some
da-
people cannot read social cues
No.
at all. Like
Oh, and
there
he
are
kept
times
going
like,
and
I
going.
understand. Okay,
And
yeah,
I
this
get it
guy's
too. He's
done
probably
with this
just like
conversation. I'm just gonna wrap it up and
he
leave.
just probably wants to. He keeps talking because he feels like it's awkward if you don't.
Is this
like,
who I'm thinking of?
I ain't say nothing, but
Yeah, I know, but is it who I think it is?
probably.
I don't know.
Okay, there's someone at work where I'm just like, when you're
Uh-huh,
talking, you go,
uh-huh,
that's great, and
uh-huh.
you turn your body, and you give every indication you're trying to leave
Yeah,
at
but
this
they don't
moment.
pick it up.
They keep
No,
going,
oh,
man.
it's brutal.
You're walking away and they're following you.
See, that's what I like about my position is that happens. I'm like, all right, get back to work.
True. Boss status.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, so
But I'll just say, you know what? Actually, like one tangent I have from being connected or having just like your phone or having constant connection to social media is that I think a lot of the times right now, especially with our day and age, why people are more sensitive or just in general people are probably more anxious and more like sad than ever is the fact that I think that when you are that connected with online, you're gonna run into like first off the toxic community,
Oh god.
which we all know about. I've never been a part of it because
You are the toxic community.
It's not like Dan's terrorized a certain section in WoW and never been allowed.
You
back
are
in
the
there.
4chan troll.
I, on occasion, have been known to make light of certain issues in order to elicit a
Certain
response
genocides.
from
But
other people.
That's the other thing too. Like, there's a fine line because people might think that like if you're just chirping someone, you're just poking fun, right? And you might not be serious, but they might consider that bullying.
Oh
right?
god.
Like,
if-
that's
if,
the hard
if
part
we
too.
Very
posted,
sensitive.
It's
like,
a very fine line. Like,
If we posted mine and Dan's text conversation,
Yeah.
like it is grounds for like
hate speech.
hate speech at this point. Like with the amount that like
no, we're not racist.
no God. I mean,
No,
I'm talking,
Connor's
like,
racist.
No,
Connor's
I'm not
very-
talking race or anything. I'm talking like
I don't.
if you read these conversations without knowing who either of us are, you'd be
wouldn't say
like,
Connor's
these people
racist.
hate each other.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
they
That is
want
true.
each other to die.
Like it's almost always animosity.
Yeah,
Whereas it's ironic because it's like that one. I remember that one sign, the one picture, and it's a bunch of people holding up "Get well soon" signs, and the one sign just says see, or it's something like "See you later, fucker," or like whatever, like "Get well soon," or just like some swear word. And it's like, oh, it's like I found the better friend, right? It's like that's the
Yeah.
case. It's like when you're better friends with people, you have
You start ribbing each other.
you start ribbing it because that's natural. But I think that right now, like our day and age, people have the necessity to be a victim because they want to be like, no, it's not my fault. I didn't fail that test because I suck. I didn't study. I didn't fail the test because I failed the test because that teacher hates me because of the way I dress. Like, no, it's not because of that. It's because you
Yeah.
didn't do what you needed to do to pass.
I also don't like the people who take offense for other people.
oh, fuck.
like-
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me.
Like if someone is calling me names, I can take it. You don't need to stand up for me.
Yeah. Don't pretend like I'm like it's almost.
It's like I'm
patronizing.
offended for you. I'm like,
you
no.
can have someone's back, but you don't have to like. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
don't have to start it.
You don't have to
no,
wipe
yeah,
my
you
phone.
don't have to be the one like over talking the other person, right?
I mean, is it sort of like the cultural appropriation? Like
Yeah.
people who are not part of that culture are getting mad at other people for like enjoying things of that culture. Like so, like there was a picture of a little girl in like a kimono with like the geisha makeup, and then people like lost their fucking minds, even though like apparently like she put a lot of thought into it and like actually learned shit about like Japan and their culture.
You're trying to respect that culture,
Yeah,
right?
and-
That's
and,
what
like,
it is.
There was nothing like there was no like no like poking fun at. There was no jokes. It was just like she
Just
wanted a
to dress
Japanese
up,
tea
yeah.
party.
Yeah.
And like that does not make sense to me at all. Like it almost comes down to like you said, it's patronizing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is that you gotta identify. Like, it took me a long time, but I think once you identify that you can't please everyone, it makes your life actually a lot easier.
Yeah.
because
Like, yeah,
because
but, like,
there's always gonna be someone who's upset or pissed off.
You can never win out in that.
No.
that everybody's happy. No,
So you
someone's
just-
going to be pissed off about it.
So you
gotta
just
accept
ignore it. Like, they can be upset all they want, but it's like, okay, that's like, no one wants to take responsibility either. Like you were going back to before. Like, there's a scenario where someone wasn't willing to pay something, and so it's like, okay, well, we're not gonna provide this service to you anymore, and he gets all upset because he's been owing dollars for a long time, and you go, well, why are you gonna be upset at me because you haven't paid for what the service is? And he gets all upset. It's all your guys' fault. It's this and that. It's like, if you just took 2 minutes of your time to pay your bill, we wouldn't be in this situation. You wouldn't have to be upset.
So he's like, in a sense, his power gets cut off because he hasn't been paying the bills, and he's going out to the power company going, "It's
Yeah.
all your fault."
No, it's your fault. You decided not to pay your bills.
Yeah, I don't understand that. at
Yeah.
all. I mean, like, I get like some people are just that disassociated with reality, or they've been fucking babied all their life. Because like, I see new parents now that like baby the crap out of the kids. Like the moment they fall, they're right there. You know, they're crying. We're trying to make sure they're okay and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, if there's significant damage or something like that, then I understand being concerned and worried and stuff like that. But like as a kid, we would run around, we would fall, scrape our knees. You know what we did? We picked ourselves up, dusted ourselves off, and continued to run.
What my dad did was like what he learned for me, because like I'll admit I was a terrible kid, but what my dad learned was if you don't make like if you don't like show that you're worried or that you're scared, like, oh my god, are you hurt? Oh my god, like there's so many times where he's like just looks at me, like I fall, I like look at him, he looks at me, just
Get up.
just doesn't say anything, and I just stand up and I walk away because I wasn't actually hurt, but the minute like that my mom would like freak out and like basically be like hysterically wailing, then I would cry because now I'm scared. Like, am I hurt?
Is this bad?
When other people give the or elicit the response, and you go, "Oh, I should mimic what you're doing."
Yeah.
It's
Mom
like, okay,
mentality.
that's how scary it is right now.
All right, I'm gonna do my favorite thing and play devil's advocate.
Please do.
The whole idea of like people getting offended for others and all this stuff, and a lot of it is social media and online and all that. I'm gonna call that freedom of speech. And you know what you have the power to? Ignore it.
Oh,
We all have the power to just be like, some guys like, the kimono thing, that's offensive, and you're doing something terrible. Okay, you said your part. I'm gonna keep having my tea party.
Well, that's what I was saying like before. Like, you can't please everyone, so like
No.
there's no
Like,
no
So
point.
don't-
You just
don't
you
even
just block
listen
it
to
out.
it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just don't worry about it.
like my question was like, at what point do you think that? Like what makes those people want to get offended for someone else?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd agree with Dan with the
like-
attention seeking, victim seeking.
For sure.
I think it's just like it's a
Wait,
way
you know what? There,
to,
and then there's the odd person where they actually like are sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt there, but you go first. Sorry.
I'm just gonna keep making this. I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm just making the face to make you feel bad.
Well, I was trying to say is like, well, and then there's the actual people that have actually known someone that's dear to them that has been hurt seriously, and maybe that's why. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it
you're
could
right.
be. It could be either or, right? So,
Like someone who
like, so say for example, like, just using this as an example,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you have a friend who's a black man and he's been seriously hurt or abused by other people in the past, and now you're trying to stick up for him because you've seen that firsthand. So that
Okay.
that could be the other alternative besides the attention seeking. I was just saying that.
no,
yeah.
Then at that point, you are closer than an arm's length away from that situation. I can understand
Yeah.
that. But like when you're across the country,
Yeah.
yelling
Yeah.
this stuff on the internet, like calm your tits,
Well,
calm
no,
down.
But I think in Matt's case, it's like if you're it depends on what you're defending
Yeah,
him from.
yeah.
If it's defending him from
It's like
people,
legitimate.
like
Yeah.
people discriminating or abusing
Yeah.
or yelling n-words at you or whatever. Okay, yeah,
No,
you're
that's
defending him.
yeah for
If,
sure.
If you're mad because some
But it could
person did
change. It could
blackface,
it could change your perception, I guess, too.
yeah,
right
oh
on
yeah,
that point.
oh yeah, it might make you more sensitive. to
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
But you
And-
have to identify yourself. Okay, if someone goes out and does blackface, is this attacking my black friend?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I can
And,
understand.
I mean, people
And I just use that as an
people
Lance
people
brothers and
always
white chicks.
try to find people always try to find the hill to make a stand and die on, and sometimes those hills turn out to be just like, you know, like
Big anime titties.
I will die on that hill. Also, I will fucking love that turn of phrase. There was something at work where it was like just the most minor fucking complaint some guy has, and the boss looked at me. He's like, "If this is the hill you're gonna die on, by all fucking means, dude." Like,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
that phrase.
Well, the other thing too is like sensitivity is just, it can drive you nuts. Like people that
Makes
get
me so sensitive.
they everyone overreacts to everything now,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like it doesn't even have to be those specific things. It could be like, I don't really want to hang out today, or
Oh,
does
yeah.
that mean he doesn't like me anymore? Or like it could be anything, right? Or you just overthink things, right?
Yeah, and so maybe a part of it is, again, the person who's reacting or whatever has to either take a moment to look at it and
Yeah.
objectively understand it, or just needs to find a way to vent
Yeah.
on their own.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe.
Well, because I
don't know.
think the proper definition is like everyone's got anxiety. Like everyone's anxious no matter what. It's in you no matter what. It's how you deal with it and how you can cope with it, right? Some people need extra help, or that's the way they try to get out of it, is that stuff, and people can deal with it personally too, like in their own quiet ways too. It just depends on the person.
Well, with also in that section, like where, say, like you don't want to hang out with somebody.
Yeah.
It also, you need to look at, am I an introvert or am I an extrovert?
Yep.
If you're an extrovert, you may like get energy from the people around you, so cancel plans may hurt you a lot more.
Yep.
I'm an introvert, so like cancel plans are like,
Oh, for
yes,
sure.
I get to
And,
stay home.
and I think everyone needs their own space no matter what. Like even an extrovert person just needs their own time to recharge. Like you can love being with people all the time, but sometimes you're just like, I need a day to myself. I don't want to do fuck all.
Well,
I'm just gonna shut myself off, and then you
There are people
recharge
like
too.
Stefan, who like seem to get energy when they're with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that guy
and-
just gets louder and louder as more
Yeah.
people chime in.
So like people like Stefan, say we canceled the plans for Stefan. Stefan would be pretty bummed
Yeah, for
Because he
sure.
really looked
because
forward to it.
he really
He
like,
he looks forward to it. He plans this stuff
he
way
thrives for
ahead
it.
of time.
yeah. Like, Stefan's busy until like fucking next June.
Well, that's a problem too, right? Like it depends on the person. Like it depends. You could be an extrovert but go with the flow kind of thing, or you could be an extrovert who plans everything out. I can understand. There's so many different aspects of it, right? So
I was gonna say kind of a little bit tangent to that, but sort of same idea. When you were saying find ways to vent, find ways to deal with stuff. When you guys kind of have a bad day, like my day was going okay, and then something happens in the morning and it just kind of puts you off, just throws you off. Fuck, now I'm pissed and all that. What do you guys do to get better? Like just to brighten up the day, just to get out of that funk.
I
What's your
think
go-to?
for me, there's a couple things. One is I think there's three ways for me. Like one is really just, getting away from it and like listening, like getting something to distract you. Like it can be music, it can be a video game, it could be something just to get it off your mind, right? The other one is just really talking about it with someone. I find that that's the best way, personally, that method where you just vent all your feelings and how you feel about the situation to someone. And they might not agree, but if they can just listen and then you can have a conversation, you can be proven wrong, but you finally get an understanding, right? And you're able to think everything through. That I feel is the best one for me. And then the other one, honestly, is like physical activity. Like going to the gym really relieves a lot of anxiety, and you feel actually more confident. I find like that's what I feel. It doesn't mean it works for everyone, but that's how I cope with that stuff. So
I feel like when that happens, like whenever I have a day, like, and I've had those too, when I get up and I'm like, I got up at 11, and I get up and I play video games for 2 or 3 hours, and I'm like, well, shit, what have I really accomplished today, right? I've gotten up and done nothing, and then all of a sudden it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You go, well, I've done nothing, I guess, like, I'm going to keep doing nothing. And I've fallen to that in the past. What I've gotten recently really good at is that, like, if the day starts shitty, I go, what I'd like to do is I call it self-talk. So what I do is I talk aloud to myself. And because what I find is that when you're thinking over your own problems in your mind, it's 10 times worse than it is in reality, right? So I go,
absolutely.
and so I get mad, I'm getting up, I'm like, Dan, and I'll literally say to myself, Dan, it's 2 p.m. You haven't really done anything today, but you have 10 more hours to get something done. I'm like, okay, what can we do right now? I'm like, okay, I can make my bed. I can start doing laundry. I can do some dishes. I can make a trip for groceries, right? Little things. And what I start to do is if you set yourself these little tiny goals, like you don't even have to do a big thing. Like literally a goal could just be, I'm going to have a shower. right? Even that in and of itself gives you a little bit of confidence. And I find that once you start kicking into yourself and go, you know what, like justified yourself. It's been 3 hours or 4 hours. I've done nothing, but you know what? It's okay to be. I kind of say it. I'm like, it's okay to be shit sometimes. You can be shit for a little bit, right?
Everyone's got a shitty day.
like,
Dude, like I'm not even lying. Like when I used to work at a different employer, if I had a shitty day, sometimes I would just call in sick. But it is because you're like, I'm not gonna do anything anyway. Like it's such a shitty day for me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing anything. I'm gonna be useless if I go and work. Yeah. So it's like, why waste their time and my time? Like sometimes you just need a day and you go, okay, today is shit, but I'm gonna make tomorrow fucking amazing. Like those kind of things. That's what I do too. Like sometimes you have a bad day. You're like, that's what I gotta do. And like Dan said too, sometimes if it's early enough in the day, you go, well, I got 12 hours left of my day. I got 12 hours to make it a good day.
Yeah. Or like, you get to that point though, and I'll let you get back to it.
You're in a fucking war with yourself though. That's true. That's the truth, man. You're in a war with yourself, and you gotta figure it out.
And I think that but just like you said though too, it's the concept though of saying, literally just saying to yourself, okay, you know what, or even you're right. You say to yourself first off, say there's 10 hours left in the day. Let's try to get something done. Let's say you try to do that. That fails, right? Mm-hmm. You get to the point where that fails. Then that's the point where I think that then you start to say to yourself, okay, today I was shit, or today, it was a crappy day, but that's okay. Just like you said, tomorrow I can make it a new day, and then you just try again, and that's the mindset.
And sometimes you just gotta laugh too. You're like, fuck that. You gotta be fucking kidding me, and you just start laughing, man.
That's the best way. When some fucking just like you drop something, someone falls down, you just look like, fuck me.
Yeah.
God damn.
Like, for me, like when I have like a really bad day or like something like my whole day's going wrong, I literally just have to take like a few minutes and I just laugh.
Yeah.
Like it just makes me feel way better because like I can laugh at my problems.
Then it can't be that bad.
They're not that bad of problems.
Yeah.
Even if like they're terrible problems and I'm like very stressed, even if I fake laugh, I feel better.
Yeah.
There's two methods for me: a healthy option and an unhealthy option. I mean, the unhealthy option is fairly obvious here. I have a drinking problem, so I drink. But the healthier thing to do
like
is
KFC.
Is you have like if wherever your problem is, you have to leave that spot. If you're having stress over work or your own problems or something like that, and you confine yourself to your room or to your house or to work, then that place becomes your entire world. Your problem becomes your entire world. Take a moment, go outside, go for a walk for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You start to see the world outside of you, and then you start to realize that your problems aren't as big as you thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some almost like conceptualizing things.
It's compartmentalized.
My question though is like, obviously, like there's a difference though. Like you could have a shitty day, and then there's like the anxiousness, right? Like for me, the anxiousness, you just got to distract yourself. Like, what are you going to do to distract yourself from not thinking? Because it's always something in your head when you're anxious, like that's bothering you, like, and it keeps coming back, right? It just loops back. You're like,
yeah.
Okay, this is stupid. Why am I thinking this? So that for me, it's like you got to ignore. You always got to try to ignore and distract yourself to get rid of the anxiety, right?
I think you're bang on that one, at least for me, is
the
distraction thing.
Yeah.
I just got to think about something else.
When it's a shitty day, that's like those scenarios I was saying before, but when it comes to anxiety, it's like you got to distract yourself with something so you don't think about that, and then you feel better.
Yeah, that's why I drink.
But like with it, to be fair though, at the same time,
So I can think
like
about
you can distract yourself, but like you said earlier, the biggest thing is to understand why are you anxious, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I say...
No, you have to identify the problem, and once you've identified the problem, it's still going to be there, but you can distract yourself, and it eventually goes away.
Yeah, or, the thing is, too, though, depending on the problem, right? You distract yourself, but at the end of the day, you identify what the problem is, you can distract yourself, but then try to have the mindset of coming back and saying, if there's a problem I can fix, I'll come back and get it.
Yep.
But you know what? Can't do it right now, because right now, I'm a little bit on edge. Let's do something to get me chill, or to get me back to step one, then I can work on it.
Absolutely. I agree. Damn. You just played that Relax song that's in, was it the one with Ben Stiller there?
Oh,
Zoolander, yeah. Relax.
I think that was part of it. I was with someone else. I couldn't listen to tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Drink.
Well, people...
I can't drink at work, Jayson.
The people can... People can make you
play
anxious
music,
too,
so
dude.
why would I be able to drink?
We have a no music policy. What about Mickey's? That's fine.
Yeah, other people...
As long as I get some, you're okay.
People can create your anxiety for you too. Like someone could just be an asshole, or you're not comfortable being around that person, and it just creates that bullshit.
I don't like
But
those,
at this,
I don't like
also,
those people that amplify your anxiousness. Like it's not their problem, it's your problem, but they make it a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Really hype you up about it.
Yeah.
Make it worse. Yeah. So you need someone chill.
Well, I think it depends. Like that's why you pick like your friends and the family that you choose, right? You pick who you hang out with. Because I found, like I've hung out with people in the past, and it's true. Like you pick up mannerisms from the people you're around. Like I've hung out with people who their only objective is just go by and be relaxed, which is okay. But at the same time, that brings out the worst in me, which is just to be doing nothing, right? Which to be fair, is okay for a certain extent of time, but you also have to find someone that is driven to the extent that they have a job, they want to keep regular communication with friends, they want to have and like, to be fair, I'm introverted, so I don't necessarily think like social life to me is going out pretty much once a week with friends. Like I don't need to see a lot of other people, I just like to see my friends.
Well, like even like the whole like socializing to me is like even just like playing video games with you guys on Discord
That's enough.
is socializing
Yeah.
to me. I'm
Same.
completely fine with that.
Yeah, and then like you have people like Stefan who have to have everything every weekend planned with other people and stuff like that.
That's too much.
God.
That's just
It's
too much.
Well, yeah, but everyone's different, right? Like for them, that's what works for them, right? Doesn't work
Actually-
for us.
And a big difference, I would say, is who you're with, too.
Yeah, and that could create something like that, right?
Do that. Because, yeah, like I spent all day with someone and it just drained the fuck out of me today. But then coming here to this podcast kind of hypes me up.
Oh, yeah,
So I
for
like
sure.
hanging out with you guys.
Well, like the other thing too is like, I can tell you like, and whatever. Ashley likes to have things planned, right? And it's like, well, what about next weekend or this weekend? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what I want to do, because I just want to see what's going to happen or what opportunities arise and then go from there. I don't like to have something set in stone because things change and then you disappoint people, right?
I get where you're coming from with that. It's nice sometimes, but like I have to have at least a little bit of a backup, like at least some little thing that I plan that I'll do in the event of that things fall through or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like when we were planning our trip to New Zealand, Matt was like, hey, let's just be here at this day, be here by this day and that stuff, and we can fill our time in between here and there. And I was like, I understand that's a cool way to plan a vacation, stuff like that, but like I want to be like, all right, no, we're gonna go and see the glowworms caves by this day. We're gonna go and be down in Wellington by this day, so we can go do some tours or something like that. Like I understand that some people like that sort of free flow thing, but I need a little bit of structure.
Oh, see, like, but that's the thing too, though, is that when I was saying those things, it's because we both had 2 cars and we could have done whatever the fuck we wanted. So like, one person, like, no one had to stick together. Like, we could have went wherever way.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's just a general idea. Like, that's what I liked. Like when we went to Wellington, we only thought we were gonna be there for 2 days. We actually stayed the extra day because we liked it. So that's where that flexibility came in. But I understand too. Like, people do like structure.
When it comes to that trip, just to like a quick side note, what I was thinking about too?
You should have fucking came, but you fucked up
You went
so
to Japan
hard.
instead.
You son of a bitch.
No, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, it was.
No, what? Actually, I'll admit, was it because of work or was it because of money? I can't remember.
no,
You
it's
just
money 'cause
decided-
you just
you
came
just
back
got back
from
Yeah,
Japan
that's why.
seeing
Well, because
Ian.
okay, this was leading into my point. It's funny, but it's like I know the old saying, right? Like money can't buy you happiness. That is true, but it sure ain't it fun being poor. Because right, like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think to myself, like, don't get me wrong, like I'm comfortable with if I have internet connection and I have a phone and I have a computer, I'm okay.
He's got more now. He's good. He's just.
No, like
I got more now, I'm good. But at the same time, like, it's funny though, like really, like if in that it's an experience that quite frankly I missed because of the fact that I wasn't as financially secure. Which
Yeah.
that's the thing though, it's funny, but and I remember I was watching a little bit on the Joe Rogan today, and like the one guy was talking about it, and it's so true though. If you were rich, it makes it a lot easier to become happy. Right?
Oh.
Because all of a sudden now you free up a lot of time and money to go, you know what? I really do want to take that trip to the Bahamas. I'm going to go. And not to say that that's number one, but it makes it a lot more, like a lot of the amenities
as long as you
are more
have the
available.
option, I think
Yeah.
is
But
that what you're happy
The
about.
thing is too, like you want to be surrounded by more rich people though too. Then at that point, because
Mixing up with the
they'll
Joneses.
have the time to go and do those things. where you might not have that opportunity. Like, you can bring the boys with you on certain trips and all that. That's where I would go. I'd go like the route of the entourage route. Like, I'd bring the people that I care about the most with me and enjoy the ride with me. Like, I wouldn't want to do it by myself. Like, that's the thing. You want to create time for everyone.
Yeah,
but
that's also based on like your personality more to an extent, right? Because like to that extent, like if you were, I'm saying like, cause in that essence, you're more extroverted to the point where you're like, I wanted to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you all had full-time jobs and I was a millionaire and I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, what am I gonna do?
Well, like what you would do probably.
But you're all busy.
Yeah, but you'd still probably do the same thing you do with us, which is a sense you'd still probably play games with us and hang out with us.
Oh
but
no, I would.
At the other
I
end
would.
of it,
Yeah.
What you probably end up doing is find either another group or someone else to do your things like travel and go to exotic locations.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But that's still not the same as it would be though. Like, that's why I would bring an entourage.
Oh no, I get that.
Because I want everyone that I care about the most and that have been there since the beginning to be with me on my adventure.
But that's also based on like two though. That's based on.
And it doesn't mean that every a bit, but it also like doesn't mean that I have to take you everywhere with me. But like certain trips,
just like
right?
the
But
bigger
there's things
stuff.
you want to enjoy. But like for the same sense, like for myself, if I ever got to a point where I was like, say, same situation and flipped. If I was a millionaire and all my friends were full time and working like decent jobs, I would still probably go to the point where I'd be like, you know what? If I have money, I'll enjoy it, but I'd like to enjoy it by myself. And so
for sure.
But I get what you mean though. Like for you,
But I mean, like, there's certain things. I mean, like, people get limited to stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
My question.
Oh, money really
to you
limits
guys.
you. You're
Yeah.
100% right.
That's what I mean. That's why we want to be with rich people.
Oh, you're
If you guys did have
that's
the funds to do whatever the fuck you want, would you guys still work?
No.
Yes, I would.
I would do. You know what I would do?
I need to.
My work would be something like this. Like, this would be my work.
But
I
like-
would try to make
I mean,
something out of it.
I definitely would still work. It's just I wouldn't work for someone else. I'd be working for
Yeah,
myself.
you have
like,
fun.
You need
Like-
something
like-
to move you forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like the people are like,
You need to have a goal. You need to
I
have a
wouldn't
goal.
go to work. I'm like, like
I just want to watch streams all day.
it's how I like to fill my time. I'll find something I enjoy, turn it into a business, and
You create a streaming
continue to work.
service.
Well, it's like there's so many people, like especially in my line of work, who retire and then start like doing their own like side projects because they're
Contracting,
like side
building
contracting
garages.
or like my uncle, he retired and then came back to work for the same company because he was bored.
Yep.
He hated being at home all the time.
Like, another example is, like, if you were famous enough or something, like, maybe you start gaming with, like, a famous gamer, or you like, I want to be a part of.
Well, I mean, since we're all wishing for infinite funds, yeah, sure, fame would be nice too.
Well, sorry, yeah, but I meant, like, that could be a combination. Sometimes it comes with the territory, right? I'm not saying, sorry.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I need to be like, people are talking about, like, yeah, I have all this money, I could go on travel and all that time. I'm like, that would get tiring and that would drain the fun out of all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to take trips here and there, but like, I still need a majority of my time filled with, some work.
That's fair. Like, I would go travel. That's just me, though, but I want to
I'd
see the
still
things.
would
Yeah.
travel
No,
and stuff
I know.
like that, but like,
I would get it all out of the way first, I think. That's
Yeah,
what I want to
I
do.
would probably take like a month and do something. Like
And
a
then I would do
huge,
it, like,
crazy
every
trip.
year for a month every year, but I would be working the rest. But
yeah.
I don't think, I think you get pretty bored pretty quickly.
I think actually me and Ray were having a bit of like an offshoot here. Hopefully it doesn't come
It probably got recorded
But
anyway.
I was gonna say,
Sorry.
we're hoping we're quiet enough. But if not, we were pretty much talking about is when it comes to that same thing. When it comes to being staying working, I think that the most important thing is that work for me is something that like I realize if I have a week off, I turn into a much more useless human being in the sense, right? Like, no, but to the extent that like when you're off work, your sense of belonging, right? Even if you hate work, right? Even like for myself, I'm not gonna say I really enjoy work because I don't. I do it because I need to. But at the end of the day, it makes me feel like I have
A purpose.
contributed to society.
Yeah.
And whether or not and I'll say this much, I don't enjoy work. I don't enjoy going to work, but I understand that it's a necessity to allow me to maintain my independence. Right, so I think that like that's the biggest thing is that like I'm not motivated to go to work, hell no, but disciplined. I'm disciplined enough to know that I'm like if I do this, it'll make me happy eventually. Like, or not eventually, like not in the sense that it hasn't, but eventually in the sense that I can go home and have the freedom to, eat out because I have the money to eat out, or I have the freedom to buy a game because I have the money to do it.
Can I do a counter to what you just said, though?
Sure.
So you were saying that you wouldn't, before when you said if you were a millionaire, you would do a lot of things for yourself, right?
Well, like I would do not for myself, but I would do things by myself.
By yourself, right? But then you said you get bored, like if you have a week off, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying I'd take. That's why I said I'd work if I.
So imagine though, everyone can continuously have a week off. You'd feel more accomplished because you might not necessarily like maybe that is just 1 hour of a day where you go, I went to the gym with Rheal. I went biking or I went for a walk with Jayson and got ice cream. I did something in my day.
Oh, just the one activity.
It's one activity, but you feel accomplished because you went outside and did something. It doesn't necessarily mean that you had to work, but you went and you did something that makes you feel like you're not lazy and you've actually accomplished something. Because you just told me that with work, you feel like you did a sense of accomplishment. I've earned something.
Yeah.
That's all it has to be. Like you could be a millionaire and just go do something with someone for 1 hour, and you're like, I actually feel like I did something.
Oh no, 100%. I use work as the example because for me, I need routine and I need rigid schedule. If
we're humans.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. And like, don't get me wrong,
Speak for
volunteering is a great concept and a great, but when I have the option to set my own hours, I can't handle it. I'm good at someone telling me you need to be here from 7:30 to 7:30. We expect this of you. And I am totally okay with that because that gives me essentially a time span and a subject that I can completely focus on. Whereas if someone gives me something abstract and goes, I'd like you to create this artwork, I would probably be useless because I don't know where to start. I don't know what the guidelines are. What are the rules? Mm-hmm. So I think that like work for me, the only reason is I would choose that more so than just like, and you're right. If you want $1 million, you could do anything to fill your time as long as you felt accomplishment. But for me, I would need that constant reinforcement of we need you here at this location because that would say, okay, be here at this location, and my mind works, okay, be there. Like, I'm good at that.
But you can be reinforced with, I gotta make sure that I'm seeing Rheal at 3:00 sharp.
Oh no, same thing. No, same thing. But I'm just saying, for me, I enjoy the rigidity in the schedule of work. Like whereas if I was hanging out with friends,
well,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
a lot more flexible.
You're hanging out is a schedule now.
But then you're the one creating it.
Yeah, you're still the one
or
creating it.
your friends.
Yeah,
But
but Dan
that's
likes
also
other
more
people.
flexible.
But that's where you become what Stefan does, right? Like you can create your week and plan it out in advance.
Well, I think he's just saying he's weak.
Maybe it's like golfing with
weak
Matt
at
on
planning
on
his week.
on Thursday, 3:00 tea time. On the next day, going to go for swimming lessons
Give me
with
something.
Oh no, true.
Gary.
But at the same time, I guess like I look at it and I say you can cancel plans with friends with really no repercussions. Yeah, there might be a rift or there might be a slight disagreement or grievance, but really, if you're good friends, it's not that big of a deal. Whereas I guess like for me, knowing that work is a finite, I need to be there, or if I'm not there, they will fire me. Not to say that I need the absolute ultimatum to make me go, but like having that. But having that in state just makes.
I think what Dan prefers is the sense that you're being relied upon by someone else. Because like if I in Matt's sense, like I go with a walk on with Ray, I go golfing with Sylvan, I go swimming with Dan. Right? I could not be there. They can still do their own thing.
Yeah, exactly. They can still
but
do it.
the other counter argument is you can just go volunteer.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying earlier.
And that's a schedule that you've committed to.
But it is more loose in the sense of volunteer to say when can you come, and you say I can come tomorrow from 7:30. And you're right, that can also still work.
But that's on you creating the schedule because you're committing to it. That's the whole thing. You're committing to work, so you'd be committing to volunteering.
Well, I'm just saying that work sets your schedule. That's why when it comes to me, like when it comes to picking up a shift, for example, right? Like that's like volunteering.
Yeah, but work sets your schedule in your instance, but work sets it in a variety of different ways. You're not doing 8 to 5 every day.
Oh no, not that. But like work in the sense, I know per week I will get a minimum of 2 shifts. I know that per week, so I know that I can. Like I'm guessing what I'm saying is that like with volunteering, you still have the freedom and the power to say, you know what, I volunteered today. I'm gonna volunteer tomorrow. Then you get up in the morning and you go, you know what, I don't really feel like.
But that's just like work, though.
No, but if you don't start showing up, you get fired. Like that's the thing. Like people
if you don't start showing up for volunteer, what happens?
They just go, oh, he didn't come today.
But the people are relying on the volunteers too.
They are, but
Dan wants a situation in which there are hard consequences.
Yeah, I do well with consequences. That's essentially what I'm saying.
The way I
do
see
well
it,
when
though,
Mom says,
the worst
"No, I will
consequence
take
you
this
have
away."
is you lose your job.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a bad one, dude.
That's exactly it. Like,
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I mean,
that's the whole idea behind it. Like for me, I'm not
Like,
saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to.
If I went and said, "Hey, I just lost my volunteer hours at the thing because I didn't show up," you guys would be like, "So." If I went, hey, I just lost my job because I didn't show up for work, you'd be like, why the fuck didn't you show up for work?
Lose your job?
What are you gonna do now?
Yeah.
How are you gonna pay your bills? Like you're concerned.
But then again, I guess but the original
Kind of
question,
concern.
the original
Yeah,
question was
kinda
based
concern.
on if you were a millionaire, what would you do to fill your time? That was
No,
the original.
I'd still be like,
The reason,
still work.
but the reason you wouldn't be showing up for work is because you don't like it.
yeah, well,
No, that may be.
And it's probably just good for you to actually not be there.
Oh no, you probably find a different job
Find
that
a
gives
job.
you more meaning. or
Once you
something.
have that
Yeah.
much money, you're not working to live. Like
You're working for.
You're living to work.
Now
Wait.
I work kind
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to work full time. I can now find a job that
It's
say maybe I
part-time.
enjoy and that is part time.
Yep.
Like I don't need
But then,
to work,
but
I
that's the
can to, like,
counter argument to that too. Is like, well, it's just a part-time job. I only work 20 hours a week.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
What about that?
But then at the same time,
I'm
it's
just saying, like, because you're saying like, oh, like, you're always going back to, well, it's only this or it's only that. That's the other like counter argument to a part-time job. It's only 20 hours.
But it's also the same, like, the difference, though, between that and volunteering is volunteering, there's no consequence. Really. There's no real consequence to saying, I didn't, because the volunteer people say, we're just happy people signed up.
yeah, or like if you fuck,
But
if you
that's
fuck
what
up,
But I know, but I work with part-time people, and that's what all
Oh,
they
no,
do. And
I
you're
get
like,
it.
well, I'm just
All they do is
crapshooting.
fuck up.
I'm literally hoping you're gonna show up. Like that's all it is. Like, please just show up to where you're scheduled to go, and I hope you actually attend.
I get that.
It's the same thing.
But then, like, yeah, that's fair. It's
Because
like,
no
temporary
one
work
really
is a bad
gives a
thing.
flying fuck about if it's only like if they're not gonna commit long term.
it depends. It depends on why they're part time, right?
Yeah.
Like if we're in this situation where we're millionaires, yeah, they can go. We couldn't give a rat's ass about showing up on time. Or
Yeah,
something
but
like that. But like if they are part time because that is the only sort of hours that they're available, like they're going to school, maybe they're taking care of kids. Or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
it
that.
depends on your life situation, of course. Yeah, I just mean, like for someone who's willing, some people are just desperate, so looking for a job and they get a part-time job, right? But
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
yeah, it is a tough one.
I think if I got to the point, though, where I did win $1 million right off the bat, first off, because before the cousins come in and go, oh, hey, I got a long-lost second brother that I never knew about, before any of that shit goes in, like, I feel like I would want to win the lottery if it was anonymous. You know what I mean? Because, like, I can't remember the percentage, but if you look at, especially in the States, not as much in Canada, right? Because our lotto, you don't get, like, it's not nearly as high of a number. I know
Yeah.
the States halves it pretty much, but at the same time, like, the people that do come out end up being bankrupt right after because they just,
They
first
just-
off,
they
they
spend their
weren't good
money
with
like
money
that.
to begin
Yeah.
with, maybe, or
Drugs.
the fact that drugs, or the fact that people come in and they go, oh, you know what? I've been this cousin to you all this along. I really need help, but it's gonna really get me by. And being probably somewhat of a decent person, saying, "Oh, I got 47 million. I can give you 200, like 50,000, no problem, or whatever." Right? Like if you're
See,
related.
I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't give it to them.
No, I would give
But
it
you
away.
say that
But
now.
there's
You
there'd
say
be a
that now, you never
contract.
know.
There'd
If
be a
I-
contract. I would need, you need to meet these goals
Yeah.
and such. Essentially, just it'd be a loan.
So
For me, like
I wouldn't do it. No, I wouldn't.
if
give it.
I won the lottery, like dedering on how much I won, like for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, here, let's do this. Let's do a hypothetical.
'Kay.
Hypothetically, you win the lottery tomorrow, 649, 10 million. You won
10
10 million, and we'll go around the table.
10
What would you do with it? And Dan's scenario where long lost cousin Elmer Fudge decides, hey, I need money.
All right.
You've
well-
never met him.
Oh well, fuck that guy. I've never met
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
He's
I would never
been
give him a
part of my
fucking
life.
dime.
But like, I would give some to like my family and extended family.
course.
But it would be like number one, I would wipe away my debt.
Yep.
Number two, I would wipe away my parents' debt.
Yep.
Those two are
That,
done.
I'm with you on 100%. Those are the first
Then
two
I would
things I do.
invest probably half.
Yep.
So like say I wipe
I
away
agree.
mine and my parents' debt. So what, it's like $750,000 that could wipe away both of our debt.
Mhm.
Then I put $5 million in investments
Yep.
across varying things. That leaves me with like what 4.25.
Yeah.
4.25 goes into a trust fund that is managed by my lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
That way, that is for things like medical bills.
Yep.
That is for things like first-time home buying. Like I'm not going to buy it straight
Yeah.
out. That'll be for like a down payment,
Mhm.
just to help like the next generation. It is obviously for education, for university and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that way, like I'm not just giving you $50,000 just because
Yeah.
you're my cousin. It's like no, I know that this is going to actually benefit something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
going to school. I will pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I don't need you don't call me. If you phone me for money, you're getting hung up on.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
phone my lawyer.
Yeah.
And he will walk you through the steps of how to get it.
Yeah, and then
If you're at all,
you get
available
the
for it.
proposal across your desk and you slap an approval sign or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That-
Like,
that's
I,
my-
I agree with you on
I don't want
like,
you don't ever phone me for money.
yeah, the first two things you said, I agree with. Like, that's what I would do. The first two things, and then I would, like you said, I think the third step would be the exact same thing. Invest more than half it, and then I'd have a little fun, live life a bit.
Yeah, like but say you won like Lotto Max when it was sitting at 60 mil.
Yeah.
Then you can.
Oh fuck! You're
then you
fucking
can-
around and you're having
yeah,
a good time.
You can fuck around a little
No,
more.
I'd make you gotta be like. I think you have to have a little fun because it's more than you could ever imagine at that point. Like obviously it's easy to spend and get a fuck it up, but that's where you gotta lock it away in like investments and say, okay, this is like 10 years.
A money
and,
manager is
Oh yeah.
top tier.
Yeah.
You need someone who can manage your funds, tell you where the hell your money's going, and how you're going to be able to keep all that money.
Yep.
I think if and we're sorry, just because I was in the washroom, we are discussing right.
So we're doing a hypothetical.
If
If
you
you
won
won
10
10 million, yeah.
I think once again, same thing. I think like you guys already touched on right off the bat. I know that I should invest probably about over half, right off the bat. I should find someone who knows how to do it because dear Lord, I
Yep,
don't.
money manager.
I think second thing is when it comes because I thought about it like when people come in and they go, the long lost relative, all that kind of shite. I genuinely think to myself, I would take probably maybe not half, but almost probably half of what I'd have after I invested, and like I guess another quarter, and I would take that and put it directly into the people that meant something in my life, like my family, my nanny, like my close friends who were doing or who were either struggling or just for the fact of hey, this is sharing, this is goodwill sharing with those that I know. And then immediately after I get rid of that, I'd have a quarter left. That is going into an account that I cannot touch. And I think that at that point, or not even cannot touch, but an account that it is away, right? Like I don't know enough about banking to know the kind of accounts necessary.
I mean, you can
like
set
an
up accounts
RSVP or something like that. I think that and keep working because what?
RSVP.
I have no idea what it's called.
RSP.
RSPK. Sorry, see that's the thing. I
For a
genuinely.
second, I was like,
Well, and that,
No,
and
an
it's so
RSVP
close.
is what you got to get.
That's where you
Chelsea.
reserve your.
Oh yeah, no.
That's what you gotta give
See, that's
Chelsea
and
by-
that's
by
what I'm saying.
July.
Like I genuinely don't know anything about
that's
banking.
okay.
I have no idea. But when it comes down to it, I think that I would want to put that money away and then I'd start working because if I started to rely on that money and go, oh, well, I can handle it. I have this much in the bank.
Yep.
If you start doing that, and all of a sudden, then I just think that like you become less of a person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, for sure.
And
Well,
so, like,
that's what I mean though. Like your long lost cousin Ed, right? Like if he came to you with money and you don't really know him,
no, but
why the fuck would you give him money?
well, that's the thing. Like that's why I'm saying like I would
Like, fuck him.
I would immediately give that quarter to the people around me because I
Of
know
course.
that they've been in my life
Yeah.
without me having money, right? They've been that
Yeah.
close to me.
Oh
without
yeah,
me
that's what I
having
mean.
anything
Like
to
that's
give
what I
to
mean.
them.
Like that's why I would never give
handle-
anything.
You dealt with me while I was poor and put up with it.
Yeah.
You can handle me while.
And like
Yeah.
maybe it's like you said, maybe it's just like you treat all of them to like a great vacation or something. It doesn't
like
have
that,
to be
yeah.
money.
But
Like it
no,
can be
like,
just a nice like you know what? I know that your passion is photography. I got you the top line
Yeah, you're right, something like
camera
that.
and then a really good laptop or computer. I got you a Mac, like or something like that. Like
A Mac, a good
no,
computer.
the Mac computer, man, for
What?
editing photos, bro.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Get a
okay.
PC.
Oh my
I do-
God,
I
PC
do-
Master
on that note, I
Race.
do
You
want
have
to.
a PC. You're not going to go against us and say you're Mac.
I do want to. I do
You're
want to
not.
ask how you guys feel about
Papa.
Apple selling a stand for about $1,000.
okay, what the
Not
fuck?
a monitor, just a stand.
It's
How much rice I could buy for
fucking
that? Enough to
amazing.
feed at least a couple small villages in Africa. Easily.
Reddit through like they made it perfectly clear to me. I could get 10.5 years of a Pornhub premium account for that much
Yeah,
money.
that's true. You could get so much. Like that's 720, 1080p all the time.
4K
No, I will admit.
subtitles.
Very briefly because
closed caption.
Dan,
very
when you were
briefly, got a
5,
guy
you were
from
going like
work
this.
who
You're
gave
like,
me his account
What's that
for
fucking
browsers, and it
Oh
was
my
it
God.
was
For
the
the
best
blind?
quality you've ever seen.
Dan,
She
you were
now
like when
goes
you were
down
5,
like
like Papa, give me the Apple, Papa.
Oh yeah, right. Like I'd say
That's
that.
exactly
when
what
I
you're
was, you know,
doing.
when I was a kid,
you
I
East
said
Indian or
I said
something?
one thing to my
I
parents.
got your
what that
Apple
was.
phone in my pocket right now.
No, you don't.
Is that an Apple phone or you just happen to see me?
You know what? You know
Yeah.
what? My first
You're
stand
lost.
that cost me $1,000 was.
blew it.
It's called my fucking university textbooks.
You blew
Oh
it.
yeah.
I went to trade school, bitch.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't have that problem. They paid me
Yeah,
to
but you
go.
didn't know.
Pay me to go to school. So it literally just a stand.
It's just a stand.
It's just a
What?
stand
Just a stand.
for the phone.
999 American.
Yeah.
What?
Well, because
Here,
like.
I'll even,
I
I'll-
just-
I'll-
I
But,
can't
but are we
fathom
genuinely
this.
surprised though? Like based
Yes.
on Apple. No, but like you've seen those like you've seen. I can't remember the guy's name, but where he goes to repair Apple products that Apple will not repair, will not replace or do anything, and he just goes in and it's a quick fix because Apple just want.
Oh, I know
like,
they want you
and
to
like they're so
buy
greedy
new.
in the sense that they go, you
But
know
that's
what?
that's
you
like
can't
everything
fix
though.
it. You can't fix it. No, you need to buy a new one.
Companies.
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone
but
wants to
Apple
buy the
top
amazing.
of the- terrible.
Their top of the line stuff is like $45,000 for a computer.
Yeah, it's terrible.
45,000.
$45,000 for a computer.
Yeah, and it's shit compared to what you could get for a PC for the same specs. It's not even comparable at all.
But Dan, you got to take in consideration what people want.
But at the same, but that's the thing.
They might not be.
People want
they,
the brand.
that might be for music editing. That might be for this or that. I don't know.
True, but at the same,
They might be better on an Apple. Like
I just think that like Apple, but with their customer service, they are
It's a stand.
greedy company.
dude,
It's a
they have the
stand.
best customer service. I've had nothing but
How?
amazing
I don't know.
experiences.
Because
Legitimately,
I would say
Apple
Apple's
fanboys
customer
stole their
service
money
is
from
renowned
90s.
for being quite.
it's incredible.
It's
Maybe this is
quite
just-
shit.
I've had nothing but amazing, fantastic experiences.
With Apple customer service has been
Yeah.
renowned for being shit.
Dude,
Renowned for being.
I literally-
I'm not gonna. I'm not.
My
gonna
mom
replace
fell
your
for a
product.
scam. My mom fell for a scam.
Yes.
Where it's like, get this antivirus, or you have a thing, and she clicked on the thing, and then this guy called her, and then she's like, okay, well, I gotta get this antivirus. Got a huge virus on my computer, and she gave him her credit card. Sorry.
Ooh.
And I'm like, no, don't do this. And then she's like, she felt really bad. I literally called up Apple. She went through step by step how to do everything. She wiped the computer completely clean. She's like, I see nothing. You're all good. Let me know if you need anything else. She even called back later the next day to say, just wanted to confirm everything is going smoothly, all that. And she took care of us. I was like, that's awesome.
I don't think I've
I
ever
think that's the
heard-
exception to the rule.
I don't think I've ever heard of ransomware being on an Apple product.
No,
No, she clicked on something to download it. Like, that's the problem.
like that's what I was about to say. Yeah, because like
There
most
are-
people don't even bother.
Yeah.
with
There
Apple.
are viruses on Apple. It's
I
just much more
understand,
rare.
but
Yeah.
like
You have to
those
like
ones are
literally click it to
super
download.
rare.
Yeah, no, you have to literally like click to
She had to
download
Same
it.
with PC though.
She
Yeah.
searched for it.
No, she got scammed like because there's a pop up and she clicked
like,
on it.
You technically PC the majority of the Trojans are because you click something that
you
says
click on something.
download or get rid of this
not
virus.
even like because like back in the day, like pop-ups were the problem. Like they could force downloads of everything straight from just a little
You're right,
pop-up
you're
on the
right.
thing like that, and like I don't think those are executable through like Safari browsers.
It's a good
Well, I
question.
think she was using Google Chrome though too, so I don't think it was Safari browser.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to talk about shitty customer service? Fucking Montana's, they're always shitty.
Montana.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah,
not
they're
salad bar.
brutal.
Oh no, that's
The
Granary.
food company?
No.
Yeah, like the restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
it's
shit.
Wait,
it's
wait, wait,
because
when you
the
say customer-
servers are like 20-some-year-olds being paid minimum wage. They don't give
Yeah,
a fucking
but
care.
it's shit, and
Okay.
you're waiting for 45 minutes for your
okay.
fucking
You mean
food.
customer service is like actually in the
again,
restaurant.
actual-
Yeah.
I thought you meant like phoning in.
Yeah,
customer
No,
service.
no, no. I just meant like actual legitimate
Yeah,
customer service.
I don't like the how my steak was done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call
sir,
in. I'm gonna call in a week after.
Sir, I think you have a problem with the chef, not corporate office.
No, no,
So
they're
your
like.
warranty's it's up.
I
So
think
your
I
Skip-
can help
steak
you.
warranty.
I think
was gonna
Skip is trying to fuck people over too if you don't tip well. I think they'll like try to avoid getting your. I don't know if that's true or not. I think so. I think there's an algorithm.
Uber has that.
No,
where,
Uber's
like,
got a rating,
drivers
though.
Can rate you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
They've always had that.
Yeah, they've
so
always
that's what
had
I'm saying,
that.
is maybe Skip has something similar. They're like, fuck this guy. He gets a 1-star. No one
Well, you know what?
deliver.
I would probably tip more if I didn't get charged $7 for like some fucking fee, and it's like, what?
It's as much as the fucking meal.
Yeah,
It's called convenience, all right?
yeah,
That's what
like,
you're paying for.
You're paying for
actually
convenience.
fucking tree sap. I'm sitting in this
Okay.
chair and I'm noticing my
I
ass.
think
sticking
we
to
should
it,
almost
and it's
stop the
tree sap.
podcast
That's
here.
what's on my ass.
All right. All right, we're good.
Not the worst thing.